What's up, my chaotic crew? Bentley Michaels here. Hey, it's me. It's Luke, the studio dog. He's a brand new addition to the family. But I'm here to talk to you about Twitter, about Instagram. Are you interacting? Are you liking? Are you retweeting? Yes, some of you are, and we appreciate it. We see you. We see you out there, and then we're trying to like your retweets and retweet your retweets, and we got tweets on tweets on tweets. If you like Instagram, all those sorts of things, please hit us up or leave us a review on Stitcher or on iTunes, all that sort of stuff. But here's a quick Steve Martin ad for Cheaper by the Dungeon. Ooh.
Hey everybody, this is Darian Branch from Cheaper by the Dungeon, an actual play 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Join us for the launch of our Season 2 campaign on September 4th, where you'll hear myself and others as we venture through the land of Ohm. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or anywhere fine podcasts are available. We'll see you on September 4th.
Oh, don't they sound like a bunch of fun? Yes, check them out on September 4th, please. Also, if you're not a Patreon subscriber, why not? It's only $1. You get the unbriefings. Actually, this Thursday, folks, you get a free unbriefing on us. Be careful, it's explicit. We don't monitor those. But check it out so you see what you're missing for only $1. Plus interaction, all those sorts of things. So head on over to patreon.com/chaoticamateurs. See what's going on. See what tier you would like to be a part of, and we would like you to be a part of it. Now, everybody count with me in 3, 2, 1.
In a vast landscape full of adventurers, you are now listening to the world of chaotic amateurs.
And welcome back to Chaotic Amateurs, iTunes, Google Play, the internet's #1 D&D 5e play podcast, hosted by me, Bentley Michaels, arguably the best DM in history of DMing. To my right, I have
Caleb is Yamhorn.
Dash as Peleus Eonerth.
Rhett is Durak Dragonsbane. Milo is Ren.
And last time they met Inendryll. All my players got to meet Inendryll. Oh, she a big old dragon. And I'm actually glad none of you tried to fight her. I mean, she wouldn't have hurt you. She's not there to do that. It wasn't one of those things where it's like, well, screw you guys. Dead. You're all dead.
I'm tired of your characters.
Yeah, exactly. No, she just would have given you a little boop. Or mind controlled you. But certain players got to learn certain things. All the players obviously heard it, and I want to applaud you out the gate for doing such a good job of not trying to be like metaing. So what's the thing with this? What about, just because I know certain people like got some really cool information, and and it's I imagine it's hard as a player, but everyone can have that information as long as you're good little players, and it comes up naturally.
Do we get any inspiration points for being such good boys?
Good boys.
No.
Dang it.
I have one that I've been saving for I don't know how many episodes.
I still have one, yeah.
No, you all have
two.
One. At least you all have at least one, because I gave you all one, and then I gave Dash one after Yamhorn made him sing that song.
That was legit.
Yeah. I do. Coming exclusively soon to our Patreon players or listeners. Free download of the hit song "I Do." So where we laughed, I do. Oh, I'm going blood red mad already. Last left our heroes. Yamhorn had just prayed to Ren, got a little blessing and a hip touch because he wanted to start the trials. Durak had learned some interesting history of the world and a little bit of the universe. And Ren, I forget. I think you just heard Yamhorn's voice.
I just said she was pretty.
Yeah, and you said she was pretty. Okay, so let's see here. Who do we start with? Oh, well, let's start with Ren. I rolled a D4. And so let's start with Ren.
So yeah, the whole guidance thing happened, right?
Absolutely.
So I sense that that Yomhorn is in this area. Is somewhere.
Make a perception.
It's a natural 1.
All right. Then with your sensing of like, you put your hand out. You know, your hand was just up like touching his hip, and you're like, Yomhorn's got to be in this area, and you kind of start to use it like a
Dowsing rod or...
Yeah, what the metal detector?
Oh, yeah.
You're kind of going like this, and you trip over your own feet. And you just hear the dragon sort of laughing at you.
Maybe it was nothing.
And she senses that, or do you say that or you just think it?
Yeah, no, I say that.
Oh, she goes, no. He got your blessing.
Oh. That's great.
Yep. So, Ren, what would you like to do here today? What would you like to accomplish?
Well, I'm here for the items.
Absolutely.
And I guess there's tests I need to prove myself to you through.
Absolutely, Ren. Absolutely.
So I guess I need to start one of those tests.
Okay. Which one do you like? She kind of lifts up she sits on her back paw and like puts her hands up like she's got like a coin in one hand or the other.
Right or left kind of thing.
She's like, pick a hand, any hand.
Yeah, I'll point at the right hand.
The right claw. She opens it, and a little scroll is magically sitting there.
I reach up and take it.
You're a little short for that.
Hop up and take it.
You're still a little short for about...
I say, can I have it?
Oh, no. This is for me. And magically, she reaches out behind and she puts on those little flat librarian glasses that are flat on top.
Cheaters.
Yep. She's got a little golden chain. She puts it on. She goes... And she opens her other hand, and for a brief second, you see another scroll in there, and then it disappears, and she reads it. And she looks at you, and she goes... Sort of puts her head up to the sky and goes... And as she does that, a little fire pot kind of pops out. And she's like... We now cut to Duroc. I'm going to keep the same order as last time.
So, she's just blowing my mind with stories of, the cosmos, all this sort of stuff. And well, I decide to circle around to the platform,
Okay.
and I'm like, "Don't worry, I'm still listening." And
Well, she's no longer speaking.
Oh, I thought she was just telling me stories.
She finished it.
Oh,
Well, she finished the answer to the last question that you asked. She'll still talk
so then,
to you.
as
if
I'm
you
walking
want.
around, then I want to ask her. So, so how long have you been here then?
Oh. Thousands and thousands of years. Too long. Too long, really.
Why don't you
I've
just
seen
go home?
races come. I've seen races go. I've seen the land shift, become habitable again. Watch the walkers rise up again. Watch different races, different classes. It's interesting every time to see, different people, different things, how they come back. It's always fascinating, but inevitably, it all sort of ends in the same way.
And how's that? And Duroc also reaches into his pocket and pulls out some beef jerky, and he takes a bite, and he
No, thank you.
oh, okay. So
It wouldn't satiate my hunger.
But you will.
Gotcha.
But so I take the other bite and I'm like, so how does it always end then?
Oh, some clown always gets the idea that, oh, hey, we can take over the world, and sometimes people stop them, sometimes people don't. Just depends.
What is that, like where we are right now?
Well, we've been here before. I believe your great-great-grandfather also dealt with a similar situation.
Has he been here?
Oh, yes. I remember Hiruk.
Did he pass the test?
Well, obviously, he slayed my cousin. You don't think he did it all on his own, do you? He had a
Well-
little help.
What am I supposed to know? The stories all say one thing.
Yeah, sure. history rewrites itself. We now cut to Peleus. Okay. Peleus, I believe last session you said you're ready for the tests. And Inendryll looks down at you and goes, okay, Peleus, if you're ready to get started.
Oh, yes. I'm ready.
All right. So immediately she snaps her fingers.
Ooh.
And you are now laying down head to toe in a box. And she's and you're like right in front of her. And you see she's got on like a little bow tie now and a little hat. And she's got like what look like, like sort of square metal pieces, but with handles on the top. And roll me a perception check.
All right. Seven.
For whatever reason, you kind of look at this and you go, what is going on here? But then you sort of see slits in the box and you're looking at that, and she kind of like clangs them together and she's like, all right, Peleus, in order to get through this first thing here, in order to get it started, we have to play a little bit of game. Ladies and gents, I'm going to take this wonderful little pirate and I'm going to cut him into 3 pieces and magically put him back together again.
All right, not the first time this has happened.
And then she immediately slashes one down through the top where your chest would be. And you see it go all the way through. And what you assume is out the bottom as you're kind of like feeling there. And she goes, sink. And then grabs the top half and pulls it away. And you can see now like the blade sitting there. And you don't necessarily feel your toes.
Oh, right. Oh, I've been cut in half. Yeah, no, this is not like last time at all. This is new. This is a new one. No, right. I'm freaking out. And Peleus is trying to wiggle his fingers, but he just can't do it.
Yeah, you can move your shoulders, and that sort of thing, and it's like you can flex your pecs, but you can't wiggle your fingers or your toes anymore.
Peleus is desperately just flexing his pecs and blinking his eyes like he's going to cast something. He's like, come on, something happened.
She's like, oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Oh, the magical Inendryll here. One night only. Now, should I keep going on? And sort of from the tree line, you hear a little bit of like sort of a high pitched like almost cheers or whatever. She's like, okay.
How about no?
And then she just kind of like flips it up. The second one, she like flips it up in the air, and it just sort of lands perfectly where you assume about mid thigh to your feet would be, and shoot. And then she separates it, and she sort of like positions like what you would assume your stomach and upper legs is like, and she kind of like spins it around, and you see like, you see what appear to be like the nubs of your legs, and on one side, and then on the other side you see the magic little slicer there, and she spins it around. She spins your top around, and then she like brings your feet up towards your head, and your feet kind of like wiggle at you, and you don't sense it in your brain because you didn't tell it to do it or whatever. And then it's like she grabs you and she puts you all back together with the knives in between. And we cut to Yamhorn. You still taking a knee there?
I think I finished off saying I'm ready for the test.
Ready for the test. Okay then, Yamhorn. And then magically 3 large cups appear in front of her. She goes, now Yamhorn. She opens her hand and this little scroll appears and she puts it under the center cup.
Oh no.
She's like, I want you to watch the center cup very closely, Yamhorn.
Okay.
Ready? Here we go.
All right.
And she starts moving the cups all around, kind of chuckling to herself. Every now and again she gives a little fire snort out of her nose. And then she ends and she goes, all right. Pick a cup. Roll me a perception.
12.
All right. Right, left, or center?
Left. My left.
Okay. She lifts it up and... Oh, so sorry, Yamhorn.
I look
It
around.
was over here on my left.
Ugh.
Ready for round 2? And she does it for about the same amount of time.
I go cross-eyed trying to stare at it.
And then... Give me a roll.
Your left. 11.
Yamhorn. I put it on your left this time. One more time, Yamhorn.
All right. Go.
Ooh, where's it going to go? Is it over here? Is it left? Is it right? No one knows. No one knows. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Roll me your perception right now. Right now?
Okay. 18. No.
At the last moment, you see her lift one cup very so slightly and with it put it underneath the center cup ever so slightly. Very good. But, and then she goes, all right, pick.
Just kidding. Center.
Ta-da! And now she throws the cups up in the air, kind of like up towards you.
Yeah. I
And
instinctively go to catch.
they're about as big as you are.
Oh. I jump out of the way and put my open hand up like I'm trying to block. Make sure it
Okay.
doesn't follow me.
It disappears right as it's about to like cover you.
Oh.
So it goes over you and you go like, oh, and then when you open your eyes, it's gone. And she just kind of like chuckles, and she's got the glasses on and she's holding the scroll in front of her. Duroc, we cut back to you.
Nice. Well, I feel like I could just pick your brain all day.
You can if you like.
In that case, I'm really curious.
Okay.
How big was Zarvog, really? I mean, the stories.
He, fully grown, he was bigger than me.
Whoa.
I'm rather, us dragons, we're rather large in comparison to you, obviously. But, he was built more like a lion, I suppose. Very muscly, broad shoulders, wingspan, huge wingspan.
If you had to give him a page number, what would you...
Oh, he's 97. He's 97. But he was a little slower, but his attacks were very, very powerful. And he was a very, very good size.
So how'd he do it then? My grandfather.
Oh, well, I can't tell you that.
Oh, come now. We're friends.
Are we?
We're as close to passes as friends on this island.
You remember your
Well,
last name?
he slayed him, obviously. Put that sword right through his brain.
That's good to know. So it's going to be pretty easy to do it again, huh?
It definitely wasn't easy.
Oh.
It definitely wasn't easy. He had help from friends. Not dissimilar to your friends.
Well, how about that?
He had his own little adventuring party, but, the dwarves write history the way the dwarves write history. I'm sure you were told that he forged the sword by himself.
7 days and 7 nights.
And then I'm sure Eowyn informed you of the help that her ancestor actually gave.
She did, yes.
Okay, well, at least you're caught up on that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I could go on all day, but I guess I'll take those items now.
Oh, no, you have to pass the test first, Duroc.
So
Just
be
as
it.
everybody does.
So Durak, he unslings his bag and draws his sword and shield, and he's like, all right, let's do this then.
So as you unsling your bag and you look down to draw your sword and shield, you draw them, and when you look back up, she's wearing like a little top hat, and she's got like a large deck of cards, and she's just got like her eyes are like wide open and her mouth's kind of like open, which looks weird because she's got these huge teeth, but you can tell she's kind of slack-jawed. She's like, why do you insist that you think you can beat me?
It's my birthright. I'm a dragon's bane. Time to earn the name.
In this time, she's put the cards in her left claw, and faster than you can imagine, has grabbed you and pinned you to the ground with her claw. Ooh. And there's no possible way that you can move.
I'm trying to like bite her hand.
You can bite her hand all you like. She feels nothing. And you see this long neck bring this large head all the way down. You know, not the head's, you know, huge. It's pretty much like a tank. And all of a sudden you feel very, very, very hot breath, and a little bit of fire pops out of the nose. And she says, Durak, almost like speaking to a child, you cannot beat me. There's no possible way. So, shall we? And then she immediately pops back up. The hat reappears, and she starts shuffling the cards.
Oh, I think I misunderstood what you meant by test.
I don't know how many times I've told you that we are not going to fight and that you couldn't win.
Easy to get confused.
Now, Durak, pick a card, any card, and she fans the cards out, and you see what is like a normal playing card deck, only the characters are dwarvish. Which card do you pick?
So I glide my fingers across them, and I pick...
You do not, as they're 100 feet at least in the air.
Oh, and they're probably giant cards, huh?
Yeah.
Can I see what's on them then underneath, since I'm looking up?
Yeah, she's holding them down over towards you.
Oh.
So all you have to do is look up.
Okay, I pick that one, and it's like the equivalent of like the Jack of Spades.
Well, that's exactly what it is.
It's the Jack of Spades then.
Okay. She goes, yes, the Jack of Spades. Now, if you can tell me how I do this trick, we can move on to the next thing. Here we go. And she shows you your card, and then you see her take the top, and she undercuts the deck. She brings it to the top, and then she goes. She pops the top. She goes, ta-da! And she flips it over, and it's the Jack of Spades. And now it's on top of the deck. Well, what'd you think?
Yeah, that was impressive. I think I've seen a few mummers do that back in Würzburg.
Okay, how did I do it?
Easy. Okay, you thumbed the card, you kept it in close, and when you were shuffling, you were able to cut the deck and make sure that the Jack was on top.
Well, you're right. When you're right, you're right. So, and then she like does the thing where she goes like, and like flips all the cards out towards you. And very similar to Yamhorn. How do you react to that? You just see all these giant cards that are probably as big as the couch that you're on right now.
Durak is like jumping backwards. He's pulled out his shield and he's like covering up.
Okay. As they get down to you, you notice as they touch your shield, they disappear. So like as they get to like your head level, it's almost like this little weird, and she just kind of chuckles. She's like, oh, you guys are all so much fun.
What, is this funny to you?
Oh, it's very comical. It's always so much fun when people come here. We now cut to Peleus. Peleus, you're in a box. You're in 3 pieces. You can flex your pecs and wiggle your shoulders, move your face. You still can't feel your fingers, and you still can't feel your toes. But you did see your toes wiggle at you. You can see the 2 handles sticking out, in the 2 spots in the box, and then she like throws up the 3rd one, and it just sort of like lands like right behind your head. It just like sticks in the ground. It's just, and it's huge. It's as big as this table. Like even though that you're in like this little box, like she uses like these, as she's holding them, the other one shrunk down, but this one stays large and just like shounk, and like just right behind you. reaction?
If the test is to see if I don't freak out, I'm failing because you cut me into 3 pieces.
Oh, Peleus, I think you're doing actually very remarkably well. You haven't screamed, you haven't cried out.
I am masking that.
If I could feel my nethers, I'd be peeing myself.
In fact, I'm not sure I might have peed myself.
She goes, "No, you're okay."
Oh, good. Wow.
She's like, "Now, Peleus, I'm going to put you magically back together." And so she kind of like touches the top and the bottom of the box. You know, she's got these long claws and she daintily sort of like grabs the edges and she kind of pushes the top and you hear a click. And then shink, she pulls out the top one. And all of a sudden you can feel your hands and you can feel your stomach again and that sort of stuff. And she chucks that little thing and it like lands and kind of grows bigger and goes zoom and like just lands at the bottom base of your feet and it's huge again. And then she grabs the other one. She's like, "Ooh," and then shink pulls out the other one. And then throws that one just like behind her and it kind of lands like in the pathway that you guys came up or whatever. You just hear like a thump. And then you can wiggle your toes again. You feel it. You can feel your...
Oh, good. I can feel me nethers.
She's like, "One more thing," and she kind of like props you up and like your Hannibal Lecter or whatever, and you're facing her and she's holding you, from the bottom at the top of the box still. And then she goes, "One more thing, Peleus. Are you ready?" And magic.
Okay.
And she just goes, and she crunches you down into what would be only one section of the 3-section box. And she's like, "How do you feel, Peleus?"
I feel small.
And then she pulls you up and the box disappears and you just kind of like fly up into the air and land on your feet.
Okay, all right.
Ta-da!
Yeah, that was...
And in front of you just pops into existence a golden scroll. And she snatches it out. And when you look back up, she's got her glasses on. She's got a scroll. Now, we're going to continue in the order however you all hear this. She goes, and she does the same joke gag for all of you where she goes, and she shoots the fire out. She says, "What goes on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs in the evening?" And we cut to Ren. We cut to Duroc.
That's an easy one. My schoolyard teacher taught me this. Of course, it's a person who's born, they're crawling around. Then, as they get into adulthood, they're walking around on 2 legs, like, "Look at me, I got 2 legs." And then as they become old, much as I am, maybe a little less lucky than me, they start walking around with their legs, but they need some help, so they got a cane.
Oh, very good, Duroc. And she snaps her claw, and the fire disappears. We now cut to Peleus. Peleus, you have heard the rhyme as Inendryll has read it to you. Where are we at?
All right, so 4 legs in the morning, right? 2 afternoon, and then 3. This is good. I think my mom, she knows me well. She came up with this one. She had to have. All right, 4 in the morning because I'm hungover and I'm crawling around, okay? About mid-afternoon, I find me sea legs again. I'm walking about. And sometime around about dinner time, I am drunk, piss again, and I'm having to lean on someone. Easy. The answer is me.
Inendryll, you hear her chuckling in her head, and she goes, "You know, Peleus, there's a very unique answer, and I'm actually going to accept it."
All right, yeah. Oh,
because
yes.
the answer, technically,
Yeah.
is man,
Oh.
who crawls as a baby, who walks on 2 legs as an adult, and in his older age uses a walking stick.
Oh, yeah, no, that makes more sense.
However, you are not wrong, because you're a man, of course, Peleus.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm definitely a man, yeah. And I've done all of those things most days.
I can definitely tell.
Yeah.
Which is why I am going to reward you
Okay, rewards.
with the correct answer. And she snaps her finger and the scroll disappears in a puff of flame. We now cut to Yamhorn.
I have no clue. I'm going through my brain, seeing if there's any animals, any sort of something that I know that could lop off a limb and then regenerate something. I don't know. Can I call a friend?
You're trying to phone a friend?
Yeah.
Didn't you already use that?
I could try again.
I think you only get one.
No. I'm trying.
$1 million question.
Yeah. I don't. Jeez. I can't give up. Can I have any hints? We have to have these items.
All right. Roll me a history.
11.
That's it?
I'm afraid so.
11 on a history roll.
You seem to remember some sort of riddle that was told to you as a youth on Rel Seren. But it's escaping the answer. You know the answer. But it's that thing where it's on the tip of your tongue, you can't quite get it. We now cut to Ren.
Yeah, I'm not really getting it. Can I remember back to my school days?
Yeah. Well, you're very well read, right?
Yeah, no, I've
Okay.
definitely read a lot of
So
books.
yeah, give me a history.
It's going to be a 19.
Okay. Then you're sort of sitting there, standing there, tapping your toes a little bit, and you're going like, oh, this all seems so familiar. And then all of a sudden, like, you kind of look up and you see like what appears to be what you would know as a grandfather clock, the big old arm on it going tick tock tick. It just appears in front of you.
Gotcha.
Tick tock, and you look up at the Inendryll, and she's just kind of like snorting, little fire coming out of her nostrils. And you tap your foot for a second, and you go, "Oh yeah, I remember this."
As time goes by, people start on 2 legs or start on 4 legs crawling, 2 legs walking, and in old age, they need a little help with a cane, 3 legs.
But not you, Ren. You got that Ulagan strength.
He's within me.
He's like your cane. I like it. We now cut back to Yamhorn.
I remember this vaguely seems familiar. I remember being kind of depressed at the answer
And you roll another history check.
because it had something to do with frailty of people.
And
4.
you see her put her claw down on the ground and start drumming her claws like on the ground. You just kind of feel like Yamhorn,
Yeah.
I like you,
I like you.
but you're dumb as a bag of rocks.
Hey, well,
Now, granted, you fell in a volcano,
yeah.
so maybe that jarred a few things loose. I'm going to give you one more chance to remember this. And she touches her finger, just the very tip of her claw, which if she had touched you any harder, you feel it's so sharp and so pointed that she could easily, like the best knife sold at the state fair cutting through a shoe, could just, without any effort, slice you right in half. And you feel like you've been given advantage.
Can he remember that he has guidance as well? From Ren?
Do I
Nope.
only get it once, or is it?
You get it for like up to an hour, right?
Yeah, you have it for.
Oh, okay. That's why I
but
haven't
only,
been using
but
it.
not,
because-
but not with the way he's remembering crap. So
It wouldn't have helped with the last one, that's for sure.
Natty 20.
Then all of a sudden, like, it's almost the second that you think that for a brief second, wait, did she just cheat?
Yeah,
she
like it's
just
like
help
she
me?
put it in my brain, and I immediately say, "Pff, I was just kidding. I knew this all along.
Oh, sure.
It's people, like thing, like you start crawling over there, and then you start walking on 2 feet like a normal person, and then when you're getting older, sometimes your feet don't work so good, and so
Yeah.
you need like a stick to help.
Very, very good, Yamhorn.
That's
Very
right.
Good. So I'm just gonna draw on the map where all of you are. She will be pink. Okay.
Inendryll or whatever.
Inendryll. Excuse me. I had a really good cave jaguar earlier. I'm gonna start doing letters. That makes more sense to me now.
So
Oh.
can I have the items now?
It's not that easy, Yamhorn. All three of you so quick to want things without putting in the work.
I'm just worried about, the world and humanity and stuff.
Don't worry about that, Yamhorn.
Okay.
Stay in the moment. Focus.
You're right.
Now, round 2. Not as many theatrics, and you all are hearing this at the same time. All of a sudden, the glasses are back. The script is in front of her. And she says, there are 2 sisters. One gives birth to the other, and she in turn gives birth to the first. What are they? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
Can you repeat that? 2 sisters?
Yeah. And everyone, write your answers down on a little pad of paper. Pops out in front of you. There are 2 sisters. One gives birth to the other, and she in turn gives birth to the first. What are they? Oh, everyone, write your answers down. Write your answers down. It's so exciting. She gets a little ahead of herself. She snaps her fingers again, and all of a sudden you guys are plopped into like those classic desks from grade school where it's like the chair and the desk in one. All right. Who has their answers first? Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Darok, I assumed you would.
I hope I do. I'm going for low-hanging fruit here, but I'm probably wrong. Oh.
Does everyone need more time?
I don't know what it is. If that answers.
I don't know what it is.
Okay. We cut to Darok.
Well, he's a little less confident on this one, but with classic Duroc confidence, he's going to be like, Corelliak used to think he could stump me with this one, too. It's chickens. You know, the whole what comes first, chicken or the egg thing?
I do know that. But you are incorrect.
You could see he gets, like, really pissed off because he hates puzzles, but he, like...
You did so
Zens it
good
out.
on the last one.
Yeah.
This isn't a puzzle, it's a riddle.
Oh, okay. Well, next time.
We cut to Peleus. She has just read the riddle to you, and she's looking at you expectantly, just kind of like over the glasses.
Well, alright, let's see, 2 sisters. Alright, already sounds like a predicament I've been in. One gives birth to the other, one gives birth to the first. Oh, this is a tricky one, yeah, alright, so, let's see here, alright. One of them, okay, is the mom, okay?
Okay.
And then the other one is... the grandma. How close am I?
She chuckles and she says, "Not very, unfortunately."
Okay. Oh, I know. I know what we're talking about. Yeah. Alright. So you got two sisters, right?
Right.
Okay. And it says one gives birth to the other, one gives birth to the first.
And she in turn gives birth to the first.
And she in turn gives birth to the first.
What are they?
It is... I'm gonna nail it. Any day now, here we go. Ants. The ants. Right? Am I close?
Oh.
Wait, no. Okay, here we go. We got...
We cut to Yamhorn, who's sitting there going over his paper, poring over his notes. Oh, what am I going to do?
The best I can come up with, one of them's a doctor.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
an interesting. That's an interesting take, Yamhorn.
The only reason I say that is because there's a riddle very close to this one that I remember. So I'm just going to say, what is a doctor? Jeopardy style.
Show me doctor. And it's the blue Jeopardy board that appears like over her head or whatever.
Yeah.
But like the Family Feud, it just goes to the side. You know, it pulls away. Yeah. So it's a little mix. And and one Y with an X through it appears above it.
Uh-oh.
Or no, sorry, not a Y. That's how
J.
I was. Yeah, J. Yeah. A blue J with a red X appears in a box above it. Ooh, Yamhorn. Uh-oh. I'm not going to be so nice this time. We now cut to Ren.
Okay. So I'm thinking back to my times traveling around in the lake by my little hovel, and I'm remembering how the rain cycle works. There's one that gets carried up, and when it's in the sky, it falls down, and it creates another one. And that one, in turn, flows back to the lake that it was initially picked up from, and it's travels up, and that's kind of like a birth cycle that goes from one to another.
Your head is in the right place. 100% in the right place, and that is a very good guess. Think broader, and think the world. We now cut to Durok.
Fine. Might not have been chickens, but I know for a fact that's actually the sun and the moon. As the sun sets, the moon is born, and when the moon sets, the sun is born. Day in and day out. Boom.
She doesn't like your audacity, so she frowns a little bit at you and snaps, and the desk disappears and you fall on your butt. However, you hear...
Nice.
And you assume that means that you got it correct.
Oh, God, what's happening? The bombs are dropping.
Duck and cover, Durok. Get under that desk. Oh, I'm sorry, it's gone. We now cut back to Peleus. Ooh, tick-tock, Peleus.
Riddles hit my head. This is hard. You won't give me a clue or a hint?
Well, the only thing I will say is maybe don't get hung up on the specifics of the relationship. Think of it in a global aspect.
Global. All right. Global. All right. Yeah. Global. All right. Global. Globe. Oh, I think I'm close. Oh, yeah. No. I think I got it. Yeah. I think I got it. Yeah. All right. So you've got like a keg, right? And then that pours out into me mouth, right? I get drunk.
Sure.
I have a fun time. They want to bring in more beer to have more fun times. And the cycle continues. How close am I?
You're getting closer with the cycle of things. Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. But that's off.
But I wouldn't say it's just about you drinking.
All right. Well, that is my
But
world, so...
the time in which you were drinking.
Like at night?
Well, I'm sure you also drink.
During the day? Night. Okay. All right. We're talking like sun and moon, right? Am I there?
And she just sort of like was trying to hold back like a big old dragon grin. You can see like her tip. It's really weird to you to see like these dragon lips kind of like trying to like hold back its big old teethy smile.
Come on, Inendryll. I'm right. Come on, give it to me. Sun and moon.
Spell it all out for me.
Or so they're two sisters, right? When one goes down, the other goes up, right? So they're like giving birth to each other. It's gross, but yeah, I'll get it.
Very good. And then as if she knows you, she gives you like up above, you see like a bunch of like pirate ship cannons, and she gives you a big old 21 cannon salute.
Oh, yes!
We now cut back to Yamhorn.
This is so hard not to.
Yeah, it's really hard not to meta.
Like I don't think Yamhorn still would have any clue.
This is I think some of your guys' best RP this session.
Would you mind putting a claw on my forehead again?
Can't help you. I already said that.
Okay. I want to try to call back to see if I heard anything similar to this, because the doctor
you can roll a
one's
history.
the only one that's coming up to me. 10.
She can feel your mental anguish. And it's like, I don't think you've got it quite yet, Yamhorn.
I slump over.
Why don't you think of a different way you can approach this and ask me a question in a minute? We cut back to Ren.
Okay.
So, with the hint of like the natural ideas that I had, I don't know how to do this without being like super meta.
Roll me.
Because it makes sense.
I can tell you next time I want to roll a nature check to see if it.
Yeah.
So.
A nature
History.
check makes sense. Yeah.
Just roll it now.
Okay.
Roll me a history, Ren.
17.
Okay, then it clicks in your brain.
So yeah, the cycle thing really made a lot of sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think of how every day kind of is the birth of a new day with the sun and the setting and the new
Her
birth.
tail starts to thump on the ground. You can tell she's getting excited.
And I'm like, it's the sun and the moon. It's the day and night cycle. That's what it is.
Ding, 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 ding. Confetti falls on top of you. Before it hits the ground, it disappears.
I like it.
All right. We cut back. Sorry,
Cutting back to
I
dummy
literally
over here.
just had a stroke. We cut back to Yamhorn.
Yeah. So, given the fact that it has to do with sisters and birthing and stuff, I'm thinking I want to do a nature check, which I did when you told me to roll. However, I got an 11. However, yes, given the importance of the situation we're in and how time is running out for me, I'm going to take advantage. And I'm going to roll again using one of my inspirations.
Okay.
Oh, and also guidance if I need it. Yeah.
Did you add guidance to your first roll?
I did not. I should have.
We'll just add it.
Okay. 14 total then.
Okay. Then, what did you say all that crap about history?
Given
Or
the fact
nature?
that it was sisters and birthing and stuff, I'm thinking natural stuff.
Okay. As you start to think that natural stuff, you're thinking, birthing, you're thinking these things, and in your head starts to do like this circular motion like this, and you see a yin-yang symbol, and you see the black circle and the white circle, and it's just rotating around in your brain for a brief second.
He starts to do some free association kind of stuff. He's like, okay, flow.
Yeah, take me there.
Water, cycles. Women have cycles, but I don't think that's it. But female cycles. Wait. Female cycles, those are tied into the moon, right? The calendar? Wait a second. Moons and suns and moons. Are we talking about day and night in the cycle?
Roll me a charisma on that.
Women have
I'm gonna use blessing too. 19. She is charmed the F out. Yeah.
She, like, you stare at her, you stare up at her, and she's like, oh God, his brain really does just work that way.
It's like Michael Scott when he's remembering a name.
Yeah.
Pepperoni Tony.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like, she thought somehow you were cheating, and then she was like, wait, no, I guess he just, wow. All right.
Women really do have cycles.
Yeah, so immediately you see like a little red police siren go,
He clenches.
and then from out of nowhere, what are you wearing, by the way?
I assume I'm wearing what I normally wear, which is studded under my like a plain kind of monk's robe.
Okay. All of a sudden, you're standing there topless, your armor and your robe, and then she shoots you with a t-shirt cannon, and your robe and your armor come back at you, and then just like, you're like, oh God, and then it just, and it like gets back on you, and she goes, you win!
Hey, why was I naked?
And then in that brief second, you can all see where you are on the map. You see a quick flickering of each other. Like you all kind of look around, and it's like you're all winning at the exact same time. And you see kind of like a Star Wars hologram-ish, but it's in color, and you're like, oh, hey, like you just barely make it out. And to all of you, she said, see, your friends are fine.
Can I cast bless on them? When I see
No,
them?
she will not allow that.
Okay.
I call out to them immediately. Ren, Duroc, can you guys hear me? Are you there?
Peleus, how you doing, buddy?
Nice.
Good.
I'm great.
They do not hear you.
Oh.
No, it was a flickering of an image. It was no more than 3 seconds. And
What, is
you
that
guys,
all we get? You expect me to trust you off of a flicker of an image? I could show you a flicker of an image. That doesn't mean anything.
show me.
Fine. I will. So he like draws his sword and he like holds it up to the sun and he like shines it like into her eye or something. It's like, you see that flicker?
She's put one hand underneath her chin and looks bored.
Fine. It was impressive. Is that what you want me to say? You got fine. It was impressive.
Oh, I know.
My friends better be really okay.
Oh, they've all succeeded just like you have.
I find that hard to believe. Yumhorn is terrible at riddles.
Now, she looks at you and she says, I can neither confirm nor deny that. And then, yeah, she winks right at you.
He has his methods.
Now, she says this for all of you to hear. You've passed so many tests getting here. Tests that are actually technically harder than what I have for you. But in order to succeed in your mission, it's going to take more finesse from all of you. But I need you to understand some things first, to understand what you're going into. This world, Dawania, is part of a bigger universe. There's multiple planets out there with multiple beings. I actually come from a planet called Ricegarter. On our planet, it's all dragons, is what you call us. That's our planet. We were brought here by the cosmic gods to watch the four land masses. Myself, my brother, my cousin, who was slayed by Hiruk, and another dragon I was unfamiliar with. Each of us put on a landmass to help guide its people to hopefully a peaceful and good existence. We are a very peaceful race of people. However, the god that kind of controls this world, or at least did, is part of a bigger cosmic game that most gods are into. Now, you would know him as Bahamut. He's a god of justice and war, but he is fair. And Durak hears his name. The rest of you here like your friend Durak. He is lawful good. And he was really the father of all dwarves. He gave us the first Barandrad here, created in his own image. His symbol is that of a dragon's head facing left. The gods, they get bored. They play for worlds and universes, and then who can take over this world? Who can poison its people? They tried once before. The old classic husband and wife team of Zephyr and Tiamat, poisoning my cousin Zarvog, poisoning his mind. The thing about us dragons is that if we are killed, we are immediately reborn in our safe space, for me, this cave. And it takes us over 100 years to hatch, if we are not interrupted, of course. How Zarvog was put into stasis for so long, I am unsure, but that ritual awakened us. I have not been able to do much on the landmass of Ostristan, which, you know, holds Versberg and Lorelin. I am to the south now more because I have taken this island and separated me. This used to be part of Ostristan, but I've separated me because I did not feel safe there anymore. The gods, they, as I said, play for worlds and universes. And there's bigger things at play here, because if they win, the god who is assigned to that world can no longer help, no longer influence, no longer do anything. Now, once again, there are other gods, there are other beings, there are other things, because your races did not just start here rather. Certain people, different gods, lesser gods, and I don't mean that belittlingly.
Yeah,
I mean by people who have fewer followers, Ren, as your Ulagan does have fewer followers than certain gods. But, some are content just be worshipped and do not partake in events. Some of the more powerful and the older gods, as I said, play for worlds and universes. And right now, Bahamut really kind of needs your guys' help. So, in order to do this, we're going to have to go to a melting pot. Zarvog is too powerful now with that creature in the dwarven land controlling it. But we do have a way. Now, in front of you, all of you see appear on the round platform here, 2 items floating in the air. We cut to Duroc, and Inendryll says, "Now, Duroc, these are not for you. You have your item. Although you should attune to it more. There's more to be unlocked." We cut to Ren and Yamhorn.
So Ren's got to say something about all this talk of gods.
Sure.
Ulagan is a really great god, and he deserves to be put on the same pedestal as these other gods. And I think he could do a lot better job than all these other gods. So keep that in mind.
It's not for me to say.
That's what's going to happen here.
By the way that your campaign is started, Ren, I don't doubt that given enough time you could accomplish what you're looking for. But the god has to want that as well. It's not just about the follower. Now, briefly, Yamhorn, Ren, you see each other, and you're both standing now at the foot of the stairs. You just kind of quickly teleported there, and you blink and oh wow, you're right next to me now.
Hey, did you get that blessing that I sent?
I hear that, but I'm not paying attention to the words, and I reach out and I try to touch him.
You feel him.
Ren?
I reach
Are you
up,
really here?
I reach up and I pat your hand. I'm like, hey.
You hear her in Inendryll's voice laughing in your head, and she goes, "You are both here."
Did you hear me say anything?
Yeah, no, you prayed and I heard it, and
Was that
I kind of stumbled a little and fell over, but I feel like I got my blessing to you.
It definitely helped me out. I was having some troubles with that test there.
I'm glad. We need to talk about Ulagan some more then.
Something, yeah, because I don't know how that happened. Are you a god or anything?
I'm really close to Ulagan, and that's probably what you felt.
Okay, well,
but I feel like we've got something here that we need to take care of.
Let's talk more about that later.
Yeah, you guys are chatty Cathying over here when you've got 2 magical objects floating in front of you.
We had a moment together earlier.
That's cool.
I kind of shake my head and then snap my head to the items on the table and take a look.
And you kind of hear a
oh,
focus.
Sorry.
All right, we cut to Peleus, and we see, you saw the flashes of your compadres that you've been on the island with real briefly, Everyone seems to be in victory. And if depending on what you do, if you turn around up on the platform, you now see your own magical item. And what it seems to be is the other half of your amulet. Your amulet basically looks like that, and so what you see floating on the other side is, what you would assume is this, but in the center is a big old red jewel.
Oh, I think that does go to my amulet. If there was a second piece, all right, I was way off about that. All right, fantastic.
Yeah.
Give it to me now.
Oh, Peleus. Is that how it's going to work?
Well, no, probably not. No, now that I'm thinking about how this has all been going, no. All right, I will wait patiently right here until you say I can go grab it. How about that? Does that work?
And that's where we leave it for this week, everybody. Oh, ladies and gents, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you write the reviews and all the fun stuff. I always forget the stupid thing says it right after me. So thank you all so much for listening. Hit us up on the Twitters and, chat with us. We want to hear your thoughts, your opinions about the information being dropped. Leave us comments, whatever it is. For Chaotic Amateurs, I've been Bentley Michaels. To my right, we have
Caleb is Yamhorn Darrell.
Dash as Peleus Earth.
Rhett is Derek Dragonsbane.
Milo is Ren.
Grab your swords and keep on adventuring.
Follow us across all platforms with Chaotic Amateurs. Please subscribe, rate, and review our show on your podcast app of choice to help us climb the charts and find new adventurers. Or become a patron on Patreon to help our heroes continue their quest. Thank you for listening to Chaotic Amateurs.